It's Brent. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Brent Harding, and welcome to the Wealth Warrior broadcast. How is everybody doing this morning? I am so enthusiastic. I'm always enthusiastic to be here with you on Saturday morning. And you know, as a home office, we are always going to get periodically, you will hear the buzzing going off, people wanting to call in at the last minute, wanting to share some thoughts, some ideas. Well, guess what? The party is already started. It surely has. It has already started. We've got a great show for you this morning for a certainty. So get ready. Actually, we kind of took a stopgap in the show, and the reason that we did was we got some callbacks from you. We got some instant messages that said, hey, wait a second, you're talking about business structure. We haven't even got businesses yet. So this show is totally dedicated to what type of business should I open anyway? And we get it. What type of business should you open? Now, that's for people that do not own a business. So what about those of you that actually do own a business? Because I've got something for you as well. So with that being said, let's get the show started. We do anticipate that Pamela will be joining us this morning. Either she's going to join us directly or you're going to see her posting on the Wealth Warrior broadcast. We're going to start out, as we always say we are, with checking out the calendar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to encourage you to go to our feed and check out all the postings that are happening. And I have to tell you, that the Greater Boston Referral Network has really been vigilant in posting on the Wealth Warrior schedule. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Jeff, very, very much. Want to encourage you, all of us, to start looking at a couple of sites that are dedicated to events. For example, Eventbrite. Totally dedicated. And also we have Meetup. And in fact, there is going to be a Boston Meetup on Wednesday evening at the Point Restaurant in downtown Boston. It's hosted not only by myself, but two other fabulous gentlemen. Ted Bear is one of those. And you are encouraged and welcome to join us. It starts at 6 p.m. We are going to be talking about videography. I think I'm saying that right, videography. Are you using video to get the message out about your business? So it is going to be awesome. I'm going to repost that in the feed. At the end of the show, I'm going to share some great and wonderful things that are also happening. Announcements, if you will. So with that being said, today, guess what? I get to be your guest speaker. And what are we talking about? What types of business or what type of business should you open anyway? And then for those of you that have a business, guess what? I am going to share some tips or some things that you ought to be thinking about in that business. The audience, the folks that are going to really garner nuggets from today's show will be, one, individuals that do not have a business at this time. Number two, career changes. Has something happened in your employment and now you need to make an about face? I'm going to be talking to millenniums, and I'm also going to be talking to baby boomers. So if you fit within any realm, and if you already have an existing business. So if you fit within any realm of what I've just mentioned, then guess what? Today's show is for you. Now, before we get underway, we need to do a flash mob because we want as many people to hear the show as humanly possible. So here's the deal. Fingers are ready to go on the keyboard. And what we're going to do is we're going to tweet out. We're going to go to Twitter. And in fact, I've already posted this so you can retweet it if you'd like. However, what we want to put in the feed is join us on the Wealth Warrior broadcast. Real simple. Join us on the Wealth Warrior broadcast. Can you do that? I know that you can. So I'm going to say, we're going to give it a countdown, and it's going to be 3, 2, 1, and then it's going to be hit the enter button and flash mob. Is that okay? Let's do this. So first and foremost, join me on the Wealth Warrior broadcast now. Join me on the Wealth Warrior broadcast now. That's all. Real simple. Has everybody got it written down? Okay. On the count down from 3 to 1, at 1, we're going to hit the enter button and we're going to flash mob. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, enter. Flash mob. That's right. We flash mobbing this morning because we want everybody here because we're talking business and economics. Business and economics. What an exciting thing. I get jazzed when we start talking about that. I go from my green self to my red self in a hurry. So let's start off with individuals. For those that asked the question, for those that instant messaged and said, what type of business should I be in anyway? Well, we're going to answer that question. And the first thing that I'm going to answer that question with is I'm going to say, how about assessing your skills? Is there anything in your skill set that is marketable? Is there anything in your skill set that you could actually market and people would purchase? A good example of this is a very dear friend of mine has decided to separate from her job. And the question became, what am I going to do? Well, she has so many years of experience in the field that she's in, and she's getting phone calls from people, and she's put it out in the universe in a very interesting way. And the way she put it out in the universe is, I don't want to do that. And guess what the universe did? It did an about face because it realized that, guess what? You may not want to do this in the long run. However, is it marketable? Will somebody pay you for what you know? So step 1 is assess what your skill set are, what your skill sets are. What do you have to offer? What is it that you have to offer? Are you administratively inclined? Did you come from a background, or did you come from an employment that you can then translate over? But do an assessment. And here's the interesting part about doing that assessment. Be in the space of quiet. Be in the space of space where no one is interfering. I'm going to say this to you. You do this. Do not seek out advice and help from anybody. You assess you. Because at the end of the day, the only person that really knows your skills is you. So start off by making that list. Exhaust your brain. In fact, get a notebook so that you can write all of these things down until you are totally exhausted. Once you have done that, then we're going to ask you to do something that actually my mentor asked me or said that I needed to do. And she said, change your circle. Now, what does that mean? Now, that doesn't mean give up your friends and your family and so on, but it means change your circle so that you have a fresh perspective, so that you are able to test out what people would be interested in purchasing. So maybe you go to a meetup and you just test that out. Be in the place where you own the business. That's right, you own the business, because one thing for a certainty, you own your name. So if for nothing else, it's Brent Harding and Associates. Well, what does Brent Harding and Associates do? Test it out in different arenas to hear yourself, to build your confidence, to become the most powerful you that you can become. And the only way that happens is if you start changing the circles, which is why I mentioned Eventbrite. Go up to Eventbrite. Figure out, take a look at some of the events that are occurring. That becomes your testing ground to talk to people, to glad hand, shake their hands, say hello, listen to how they express themselves, and then mirror them to other people and watch the facial reactions and see if what fits, what works, and what doesn't work. That's a nugget right there. Do it with meetups as well. Go pick days and go to as many of those as you can so that you're feeding and testing your marketplace. Oh, Brent, man, that is a tiresome thing to do. Yeah, it is. But I'm going to tell you something. You know what's worse? Not making any money in the business. We got a lot of folks that are out there that say, I'm in business. And guess what they are making? A donut. So let's do it right. This is called research and development. Do you know how many millions of dollars companies spend on research and development? It is crazy. So right now, before you're investing the dollars or major dollars, you're investing time. Now, along with that, think about who knows you well. Because now what you've gotten your whole list. You've been out and about, you've glad hand. And so now you go to people, that confidential group of individuals, and you get to say to them, I'm thinking hard about going it on my own. And I'm kind of trying to figure out, oh, you don't have to say kind of trying to, I am figuring out what it is either that I am best suited for or what skill sets I have that you think are marketable skill sets that somebody is going to pay me at least at a consultant level. Somebody's going to pay me for my services. Now, I want to get real clear real quickly. You are not doing things for free. You are not doing things for no charge. The reason that you went out to the meetups, the reason that you went out to the Chamber of Commerce events, the reason that you went out to the various events that were at a minimal charge is so that you could test market for yourself. Now you've test marketed for yourself. You then go and you take the data because you've written out yourself. You have gone and test marketed it or done some research and development. Now you're honing it in and you're talking to people that know you well enough to be candid with you, that, however, they're not going to blindside you and they're not going to rain on your parade because guess what? This is your party. This applies to career changes. This applies to people that have decided to leave a job. This applies to people that for whatever reason are terminated from their jobs. Take a look at what you've got that people are willing to pay you consultant fees for. Go on and do some research in the various job market engines or the job market websites. What are people being paid for those kind of services? And that will help you figure out what your hourly value is worth and then start moving towards that hourly value. This is in the space of what type of business should I open up? Now, you might already have a desire to open up a specific kind of business because you like it, because it's fun, whatever the case may be. Here's the deal. You're still doing the very same thing. You are doing your research and your development. However, let's not stay in the space of research forever because sometimes we get paralysis, we get analysis paralysis, or is it paralysis analysis? Whichever the case may be, what happens is we go into a state of paralysis. And rather than a state of urgency. Now, for the person who has been terminated, you're in a state of urgency. For the person that is thinking about leaving because they just hate their job, not a state of urgency, but a state of action. And for the career changer, it may be a combination of urgency and action. For the person that owns a business, it will be an action move. It will be a profitability move. So again, whatever the case may be, that is where we want to take our direction. That's where we want to take our direction. Did you get a nugget yet? Especially for those that said, what type of business should I open? Because the reality is, I don't know. You actually know. It is predicated on something that you like, something that you love. It is predicated on something that people will pay you to do. It may be predicated on a combination of both. Whatever the case may be, I'm going to say something very powerful. Before you start doling dollars out, do your research. Now, at this point, I'm not even saying a business plan. I'm just merely saying do the research. And that actually becomes part of your business plan, is the research you've done, the marketing that will be needed for whatever that business is that you open up. Or maybe you invest in a turnkey operation. It's something that's already started that you can invest in, that you can buy a position in, or you can invest in a turnkey operation. That's the start. Now, here's the deal. You've assessed your talents, you've assessed your abilities. Take the yellow highlighter and go back on that and look at, what do I like about this long list? What is it that I actually like? Am I a people person? Do I like helping people? Do I like science? Do I like the mechanical things? What makes me shine? Am I a red? Am I fiery? Am I a green? I like detail. Am I a gold? I like, that's that helping people. Or am I a bureaucrat? I really like regulations and I like that kind of thing. And I'm the person that's going to read the contract, because in that space, there is something for everyone. Now, is that powerful or what? Yes, it is. So the next part is knowing who you are in the space of what you want to do. Who am I? I used to sit there and think, oh, that has got to be one of the dumbest things somebody could ever say to me. Who am I? Until I woke up one day and I asked myself the same question. Who am I? Who do I want to be in this business? We know that there are some famous billionaires out there that know who they are and know who they want to be. Take a look at Sir Richard Branson. Think about those, because we're not saying that this is a long time thing. We're saying that we're condensing this out because action produces the dollars and cents. Now, in the space of that, start meditating and seeing yourself as who you want to be in this business. Because, as you start looking at this business and you figure out who you are, what do you want to be? Here we go. Let me give you an example. What does Brent like to do? So if she were assessing her skills, what would she be assessing her skills at? I am a speaker. I love public speaking. I love teaching. I love real estate investing. I like understanding how money works. I'm an administrative type of person. I have leadership skills. I like to be the lead. And in that space of leading, I like to teach. I like to problem solve. See, those are skills. Now, what is saleable? I love to network. I enjoy the profession of network marketing. I like to build. See, those are skills. Then I take the highlighter and I start highlighting. Let me highlight the top 10. Let me go down and cut that down to the top 5. And then ultimately, what are the top 3? What are the top 3 revenue generators that are going to make a difference in my life? Now, some of you have got a number 1 revenue generator. And I'm going to submit to you that there is an opportunity called leverage, called monetizing. Because now the word on the street, if you will, and in the boardrooms, is monetize, monetize, monetize. So I'm going to come back to that because the first party that I want to deal with is the folks that do not own a business yet. And I'll tell you what, once you own one, you want to own another one. It's like housing, it's like real estate. Once you got one, you're ready for another one. A minute after you closed on this one, you're ready for another one. And then, of course, monetary instruments. So with that being said, let me first complete the conversation of what type of business should I own. Then look at your state. How many people are in your state? How many adult individuals? How many people are you could you market yourself to? Do you have a criteria for those individuals? For example, how old? What is the age group that you want to market to? What is their economic, what is the age group? That's number one. Then secondly, what problem are you going to solve? What problem do they have that what you are doing is going to solve? Because there's got to be an issue, problem, or concern that they are willing to buy whatever service you're offering. Whether it is, I'm afraid of public speaking, or I'm not getting the sale. Have an incredible speaker that I'm hoping to have on our broadcast in the not too far off future that helped me to understand how to increase the sale. And it was phenomenal. She said, do you know that 75% of the time you do not make the sale because you're not connecting with a person on the level in which they can understand. And as a result, we're not getting the sale. So guess what? Do you want the sale? Because sale is profitability in your pocket. And if you're watching this broadcast, get over the fact that you're not a salesperson. We're all selling something. I sold you on the fact that you should watch this broadcast on Saturday mornings. I had to take a moment of silence there because I wanted the shock to hit you. Whether you watch this live or whether you watch the broadcast during the week, no matter what the case is, guess what? You watched. And so we are all salespeople. And you know what I say? And rather than see a problem, embrace it, grab it, and figure out how you can make it work. Grab that thing instead of running away from it. Because there are things that we run away from. I run away from things. I hate to have to deal with conflict. I'd rather turn the other way. But man, when I deal with it, so here's what I'm saying to you. Embrace, grab it, and then figure out, is this something that people will pay me to do for them? You got a business. You've got the beginnings. You've got the business. Now it's putting in the mechanicals of what will make that work. Now, I've got something very interesting to share with you relative to your business and to business plans. A business plan is typically written if, in fact, you are looking for money to fund your business. If you're looking for money to fund your business, then more often than not, you are writing a business plan, because a business plan is typically submitted to someone. They are reviewing that and making a determination on whether or not they should fund you. Let me introduce you to another plan. It's called a marketing and sales performance plan. That is similar to a business plan. However, it does not require funding in any extraordinary measure that would necessitate somebody going someplace, whether it's a lending institution, it's a bank, it's getting angel funding, whatever that may be. You're not submitting that. And it's called a marketing and sales performance plans. And it means just that. What are you marketing? What are the sales going to be like? And Here's the financial projections. So many of you may, in fact, if you have a turnkey business, you're going to be putting together a marketing and sales performance plan. Now, if in fact let's say you're in that startup stage, however, business is already coming your way because you put it out into the universe, you still must do the plan. Why? Because you will not know what direction you're going in unless you get written a plan. So let's not get in a position where we are not where we're supposed to be. The plan is critical. The plan is important. With that being said, there is nothing that prevents you from putting up a Facebook page and putting together the draft, or at least the beginnings, and having people like you. Yeah, that is free advertising. That is a tester market as well. Now, some people would say, hey, Brent, I don't want to do that yet because I this, that, I that, I that, I that. Take action. That's what I'm saying. Take the action. So how powerful was this? Did you get a hashtag? At a minimum, you should have a hashtag up there that says, assess my skills. Assess my skills. Here's another hashtag, change my circle. How about another hashtag, talk? I got another one. Talents. Assess the talents. Figure it out. What is it that I can do? Because there are 300 million Americans. Somebody out there is going to buy what you have to sell. 300 million Americans. Somebody is going to have to purchase. Somebody's going to be out there that's going to be ready to buy whatever it is you have to sell. Powerful. We're going to take a moment and we're going to welcome people into the show because we're going to do a flash mob. This time we're going to flash mob right on Facebook. So get the fingers ready. These are powerful, powerful tools. We're going to take them to the keyboard and we are going to say, join us on the Wealth Warrior broadcast in progress. Join us on the Wealth Warrior broadcast in progress. That's what we're going to say. And we're going to do a 3, 2, 1. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Flash mob! Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is a flash mob. For those of you that are joining us, you have been welcomed into the Wealth Warrior broadcast. Every Saturday morning, we are talking about wealth. And wealth comes for us in 3 specific pools. We're talking about entrepreneurship, owning our own business, whether it's a home-based business, whether it's a brick and mortar, whether it's an office-based business. It is about owning a business because every wealthy person around the world, no matter who they are, owns a business. If we do not own a business, then we are not serious about wealth. That's why I appreciated the instant message that says, what type of business, Brent, should I open? That's an excellent question because I was assuming that everybody that was on the broadcast owned their own business. The next pool of money or the next wealth builder is real estate because I've got news for you. No matter what the market is, real estate never goes out of business. No matter what the market is, if you can't sell it, lease it. If you can't sell it, rent it. But it never, ever goes out of business. If you've got real estate, then you always have a gold mine. The market might be flat and the value might be low, but that does not mean get rid of it because whatever goes down, what has to happen? It has to go up. And then we've got to control our money. We've got to know where to invest our dollars and cents. You know, about 3 years ago, I think it's 3 years ago now, about 3 years ago, all of us had an opportunity to purchase some stock. Incredible. Came out of the marketplace at $41 a share when it did its rollout, its IPO. It came out at $41 a share, and then guess what happened? It dropped to $20 a share. Guess what it is today? About 116 bucks a share. I know you know what I'm talking about. So the show is focusing in on ownership, real estate, investing, and monetary instruments. That's what the Wealth Warriors are about. So have you had some time to think through what's going on here? Awesome. Let me share with you an article from the it was actually on the small business site and U.S. Small Business on their website, and they talked about. Remember, I said turnkey. Well, there are some turnkey, and I've gone over this before, but now let's put it into context because I made an assumption. And so that assumption was that everybody was own their own business. So here's the deal. What we talked about in the first half of this broadcast is what type of business based on you assessing yourself and your skills and what you could market. Some may say, you know what, Brent, I would rather go into markets that already exist, that I can make a dent in or that I can invest in. And I refer to those as turnkey operations. Why? Because they already exist and you can purchase in. And so what this list is it's the top 10 low-cost startup business ideas you can launch literally today. If you said, I wanted to get in business, you can be in business this morning. And by the way, let me say that I enjoy living in the United States. Where'd that come from? The United States is one country in which you can hang your shingle and be in business today. There's no stamp of the crown. There is nothing that you have to do except open up your door, print your business cards, put a website up. And if you're not ready to put a website up, put a Facebook page up and let that be your website until you are ready to do that. And guess what? You are in business. And our government gives you 5 years. Of those 5 years, 2 of them have to be profitable. So you've got some time to build this business. And the reason that I say that is because there is no excuse for not opening up your doors. So let's take a look. And I'm looking at this sheet. The very first one is becoming an independent sales representative. What does that mean? More often than not, that means that you're in a business that is direct sales, or you're in a business that's a network marketing business. It is, in fact, direct sales. And let me tell you something, as I said, when we are in business, we are in sales. Our objective is to make the sale, because when we make the sale, guess what happens? We get money. And that's what business is about. And money is an exchange. Taking in these dollars allows you to get something that you want, allows you to invest in the real estate, allows you to invest in monetary instruments. So somewhere along the line, we do need to have that kind of exchange. We're not exchanging chickens. So the first one is, whatever the case may be, major direct selling companies such as Vacation Travel, you know that I love that. It could be Herbalife, it could be Pampered Chef, it could be Mary Kay. Any of those generally have a startup cost that can be less than $100. And that's an investment that is tax deductible, and it opens up a window for you to have tax advantage. That is awesome. Another type is an online content production. So what does that mean? Are you a good writer? Can you write online content? Because people would, there are times when I go for online content so that I don't have to write everything. I'm one of those people that, oh my goodness, I prostrate over every word. I used to remember something that Brian, I can't think of his last name right now, but he owned a consulting firm, and he would say, Brent, put a stamp on it. I've already written it for you. I would get the written content and then I would start rewriting it. Don't do that. So online content is a business that makes sense. And it's something that you can start up less than $100. It is amazing. Here's another one, an online reseller. We see them popping up all the time. People are selling clothing. They're selling very nice clothing. They are selling pocketbooks. They're selling shoes. They buy from one and they sell to you. They sometimes buy in quantity and they sell to you. So ergo, an online reseller. Here's one that I like as well. Social media management services. I'm taking a course right now in social media so that I know what kind of company or person I want to manage my social media. But we all know that social media is such a critical part of your business. In fact, you want to actually have it scheduled in so that it is taken care of. And we'll be having somebody on to talk about social media under our marketing arm. How about a virtual assistant? Oh my goodness. I love you, virtual assistants. Virtual assistant is pivotal. Here's the deal with a virtual assistant. And I'll tell you, Pamela will be speaking about virtual assistants at another broadcast because they are a part of your support cast. Here's the deal. It is so important to be well connected with your virtual assistant because you have to explain sometimes things in great detail, and you will be so you'll sit up there and you'll say to yourself, you know what? I might as well do it myself. Don't do that. That will slow down your profitability. How do I know this? Because I've been there. How about this? Consulting services. That goes back to what I talked about when you assess. There might be room for you to actually have you might end up with a consulting service. So actually, let me go back and hit that. We've got one through 7. So the first, number one, now notice this, number one on the list was independent sales representative. That typically is under the Direct Sellers Association, in that it's direct sales. It is my vacation travel. That is part of that's being an independent sales representative. It talks about online. Number 2 is online content production. So it's giving you the top 10. Number 3 is the online reseller. Number 4 is the social media management service. Now that's somebody that's going to do the work for you. It's a done for you. Number 5 is the virtual assistant. Number 6 is the consulting services. Number 7 on the list, website designers. You know, I know that there's Wix and there are various kinds that you can do yourself. What you've got to make a decision on is time versus money, or the time value of your money. Does it make more sense to pay that website designer at $75 an hour while you go out and make $100 an hour? Time value of money. Number 8 is affiliate marketing. And affiliate marketing is when you are marketing for someone else in an affiliate relationships. That, for example, there is a business, there's an online business out there that offers you an opportunity to make money by spreading the word about them. And when a person registers their business or does a monthly fee, guess what happens? You make money because you have an affiliate relationship. So affiliate marketing is number 8. Number 9, for the pet lovers in the house, pet sitting. You know, we are the only country in the world, as I understand it, that love that our pets become part of our family, that we give them names and they are part of our family. My first dog's name was Doggy Doggy, and I loved Doggy Doggy. We had Thor and Peebo. We give them names. They have personalities. I remember, oh my goodness, just Tess was my heart. Uh, they do pass away, but they're your family. And there are pet cemeteries. That's how much we're into our pets. People pay you to sit their pets. That is a business. There's a pet motel, pet hotel, I'm sorry. Number 10, rounding out the entire list, are driving services. And we understand them because they exist. These are 10 businesses that you and I can literally start this day. Is that heavy? So there are no excuses, none whatsoever, for not starting that business. So hashtag independent sales representative, hashtag online production, online content production. These are some hashtags of businesses that you can get underway today. Have I helped you out here? Have I helped you to figure out what type of business should I open up anyway? Let me give you another powerful piece before I help the people that are already in business. Whatever you're doing does not mean it's the end all and be all. You might start this business because it will fund something else. It will fund the real estate. So you might start over here because you can make that cash for the dreams that are over here. You can make the cash for the ultimate business that's over here that needs the funds. So we're not totally married to it. Yes, there are such things as do what you love and the money will follow. I get that. What I'm sharing with you is do the here and now. Be present to the here and now and let it fund what's happening over here. Now that's a powerful statement. That is contrary to do what you love and the money will follow. I'm saying build over here to fund your dreams. Build here to fund your dreams. Did I start in network marketing because I wanted to be a network marketer for life? No, because I did this because it will fund the dreams over here. And along the way, I started to love it. That's something. Now, for the people that own businesses right now, for those that already have a business, I'm going to encourage you to do 2 things. Diversify and monetize. Hashtag diversify my operation. Hashtag monetize my operation. Whoever your customers are, you have a captive audience. Whoever they are, you've got a captive audience. What else would they purchase from you? They trust you. They purchase from you. They like you. You've got a relationship and a connection. Can you, will you, may you diversify your operations just like you diversify your financial portfolio? Now we're talking about what's your brand. What is your brand? And what's the thread that you are going to carry through to your operation? For example, my brand is Wealth Warriors. That is the brand. However, Wealth Warriors operates on 3 platforms. Why? It's called diversification. In fact, let me throw in the 3rd word, Hashtag leverage. So take a look at that. So you've got a brand building because you're diversifying. You have a mortgage brokering firm. What else are you able to do in the space of that environment? You've got people that have purchased their home. There might be something else that you can offer them. For example, we have services within the company that I represent. We have services that people could purchase. And so therefore what's happened is you've now created another profit center. That's what I want you to see by that diversification, is you want revenue coming in from more than one stream. You want it to be manageable, but you've got a captive audience. They're already there. Why not offer them more? And you know what happens there? It monetizes you. You have leveraged the relationship, and now you are monetizing. You started off here, and now you've created a brand. You've got a platform and a platform and a platform, a profit center, profit center, profit center. And you are now monetizing. Now, they can come under your brand, and they may not have a thread. There may not be a connector with them. However, when there is not, then it's about the relationship that you have with the end user, with the end buyer, with the end purchaser. So I am saying to you, it's a three-legged stool. It can be a four-legged, but it's got to be at least a three-legged stool. Two-legged stools fall down. One-legged stools collapse. It is pitiful. It is pitiful, right? Well, actually, it would be pitiful to collapse under the weight of one. That's why residual income, royalties, what are they doing? They're monetizing. Affiliates, monetizing. So that a little here, a little here, a little here. Remember what I shared with you, what my grandmother used to say? You get a little here, a little here, a little here, a little here. At the end, you've got a pot. That's where we must be at. Now, for the person that is just opening up your doors, no, I'm not saying try to run all three at the same time. What I am saying is, as you're putting together that plan, see yourself year 2, year 3, 36 months. What will you look like in 36 months? What will you have in 36 months? So you're kicking off your first, and while you're kicking that off and you've got a client base building, you're looking at how am I leveraging that and monetizing it. That is ultra powerful. That rocks. That's what we're talking about, baby. That's when we are in business. That is when rephrase that. That's when we're in wealth creation. That is when we're in wealth creation. That is when we take ourselves from a self-employed mindset to a wealth creation mindset. Now you wonder sometimes, well, why, Brent? You said there are 300 million people in the world, 300 million people in the United States. Why is it that you're focusing on 100,000 over a 60-month period of time, which is now down to 48 months? Why is that? Because not everybody is going to get it. People say that they want wealth. However, are you willing to do the work? That's why in the feed it talks about the dream. Without work, that's what it is. It's a dream. Without work, what is it? It's a dream. If you are in business and you do not have a schedule that runs every week that says, what am I doing? That says, where's the profitability coming from? And it's a dream. And to the dreamers in the house, then we ain't mad at you. That's okay. However, we're here because we want to leave legacies. Remember, what do I always say? Old money didn't start out as old money. It was new money that became old because somebody was willing to have the courage of Abigail? Do you have the courage of Abigail, the wisdom of Solomon, and the discipline of Paul? I'm just saying. With that being said, let me share a personal announcement that I am so enthusiastic about that I am officially sharing it now with you. Not only am I an ambassador for She Speaks, I am also going to be a guest speaker. I will be speaking in one of the breakout sessions, and I am absolutely, there are no words to describe how enthusiastic I am. So I'm giving a shout out to Ms. Shanaza Dusan, who is the founder of She and He Speaks, that is convening this incredible event on July 29th through the 31st. And all of you are welcome. All roads lead to guess where? The big ATL, Atlanta. We will be in Atlanta on July 29th through the 31st. You'll be meeting Pamela Stone, my co-host, in Atlanta on July 29th through the 31st. You will be hearing me speak. I will be talking, but you'll have to wait till you get there to find out the subject matter. It is going to be awesome. This event is not only about the learning experience. What is so powerful, and the reason why I'm speaking on it and encouraging you to take advantage of the opportunity to be there, is because you will start to connect with people around the world. You will connect with people domestically. You will start to create the relationships that will carry you, will forge your business. It will be a seed here that will go out there. You will know somebody. When you roll into a town, guess what? You will already know people to connect with. And that's what makes this such an extraordinary event. It is about the connections. It is about the relationships that build your business, that you layer and forge on top of. We are going to have some amazing speakers, some amazing individuals there. And I want to implore and encourage you. We've got less than 60 days, about a good 45 days to this event. And it is my hope that all of you that are watching the broadcast, that are part of the membership here, will take advantage of the opportunity to travel to Atlanta, the big ATL, and be a part of the She Speaks event, because it's going to be extraordinary. I was there last year, and I just want to share with you how wonderful it was. I met some extraordinary people, and it becomes life-changing, reconnecting with them again and building on the relationships. They're going to have breakout sessions by some amazing speakers. They are going to have evening events, VIP events. And the beauty of this, the cost, oh my goodness, the cost $249, and it includes your hotel stay, registration, and the hotel stay. So all you need to do is get a ticket to get there. Amazing. When you go up on the site, I'm going to post this, of course, in the feed. Go check Ambassador, and when you do, just check my name and register. I'll be there, and I want to see you there, because this, ladies and gentlemen, you want to meet some extraordinary people, you want to meet some connectors, then you want to be with us in the big ATL come July 29th through the 31st. With that being said, I want to thank everybody who took time out of their day to be with me this morning and with us, because I know that Pamela has been posting on our site. So I want to share with you and say, first and foremost, did I answer the question? That's my question to you. What type of business should I open up anyway? Well, I'll tell you what, you've got choices. So choose something and get started now. For those of us that already have business, It is about creating more profit centers that will be revenue generators, that will create residual, that will give you royalties. That's what this is about. It is about living your lifestyle and making your dreams come true. It's about the vision board that is in my basement that is being worked on as we speak. Visualize yourself there, see yourself there. And I know it sounds hokey, but hokey is okay. With that being said, my name is Brent Harding. I am the host of the Wealth Warrior broadcast, and I am encouraging you to go out and be extraordinary. We'll see you next week.